Well, well, well. Looks like you're here again. How you doing, boys and girls? Good to see you again. Whatever you want me to call you. I don't mind. I like all kinds. But let's get cracking. Let's talk about the build. I've been getting this for a long time now, and you know what? I said I don't care no more. I just don't care. I said I don't care if y'all hate me. I don't care if y'all like me. And the crazy thing is, the more that y'all hate me, the more subscribers I get. So it don't even matter for real. You know what's the crazy thing though? It'll be motherfuckers like this that'll come on my channel, swear up and down they know me, they know where I work, know what I do for a living. I swear to God, they know everything about me. But my man, I'm trying to tell you, you only know what I allow you to know about me. It's just a video game. You don't know shit about me. You only know that I BM people and throw siege and whatever. And to be fair, that's a part of the game. You just gotta get used to it. I've had that done to me so many times. But my boy crazy. He be subscribed to me talking so much shit. What is going on here? But whatever. I'm used to it by now. Those type of people don't really faze me for real. But it always surprises me that they come on here and they say some wild shit like that. But anyway, we here to talk about warriors. So I'm going to go into talking about core warrior. We're going to go into Spellbreaker. We're going to Blade Sworn. And we're going to go into Berserker. We're gonna go into core warrior, okay? So I'm gonna show you my build, I'm gonna show you the stats and everything, show you the food that you need to run, and I'm gonna show you some combo setups, okay? So what I like to run, I've been trying different runes out. I've been using surgeon runes, I'll use eagle runes for power or vampirism. I will use either of those three runes. Surgeon, the reason I use surgeon is for the shocking aura. For thieves mainly, they get closer to. Eagle is just for damage, 10% damage increase, and vampirism is just my beefy boy. Got some muscles on it, got some beefy boy build. It's a 10% max health, and that was just for like having like 27k health points or whatever. So you see, it's Berserker, Dragon, and then everything else is Berserker. What's this here? This is Dragon stat for the back piece. This is Mara for the sigil, for the amulet. Assassin for the ring, Assassin for the amulet, the accessory, and then Berserker for the other two. My weapons are Dragon. You can play around with this, it doesn't have to be the same as mine. And this is Dragon. Oh dude, this is Mara actually. Oh, okay. So here are my my sigils actually. It's energy and cleansing, perception and celerity. Now I run perception because I like to have 100% crit chance. And you can get 100% crit chance if you have max stacks of perception. You can also run certain types of food. My type of food I like to run is cilantro, and I like to run the Furious Sharpening Stones. Furious gives you more ferocity. You can run the Potent or the Superior regular Sharpening Stones. You don't have to run exactly everything that I run. One thing I want to tell you though is, like I've said before in my previous videos, Guild Wars 2 is not balanced around 1v1s, okay? So a lot of these builds might not work in 1v1s. They might not work to your play style. You also have to figure out what your play style is. I switch between these two heals, Defiant Stance and Mending. Mending is really good for classes that have short bursts, like Thief for example. If they go into stealth and they hit you with backstab, Mending is usually what you want to run. If you're running Defiant Stance, a lot of players will know what type of heal you're running, and they will cancel their attack. They might sheath their weapon and know that you're about to heal. So if you're going to run Defiant Stance, you're going to run it when you're in a small scale fight, because a lot of players don't cancel their skills. You can just run through AoEs and yada yada. It also depends on your play style and if you know your rotation, if you can get the heal off and such like that. I don't like to run natural healing because it removes all the boons from you. This is an okay heal to the limit. Healing Signet is trash, so don't ever run that. I don't know why anybody would ever run that. So let's go into warrior. So when we run warrior, core warrior, we don't run defense. You're gonna run tactics. And the reason I say this is because you get healing from the shouts. So if you're running the build that I'm running right now, which is with the surging runes, whenever you use your elite, which is going to be Signal of Rage, it's going to give you that shocking aura for 4 seconds. And also notice that the cooldown on it is 45 seconds. Signal of Rage is about 60 seconds, and I think it's 40 in PvP. I don't know, but still, you can either run that or Rampage. Either one is fine. You don't have to run that. But when I'm running duels, I like to run Signal of Rage because the cooldowns are generally like on time. So let's see here. So I think I got my build set up. What you want to run is this: Vigorous Shouts, Warrior's Cunning. The reason I run Warrior's Cunning is because it gives you 25% damage if the health is above 80. And if you're fighting against like NGs or Ellies, they got that barrier on them. It says your damage does 50% more. Of course, you're gonna run Leg Specialist because you want to get off that that immobilized so you can follow up with other attacks. And then generally you can run this. Sometimes I might run for Great Fortitude because you get more ferocity. So I have like 248 ferocity. With my power builds, I like to build on ferocity, so I have a lot of ferocity. That's what I like to have, so I can make sure my hits hit off as high as they can. Typical combos would be something like this. Jump in. Make sure your blade trail hits. It hits twice, so you always want to make sure you position yourself to hit off your blade trail. You want to also pay attention to your reckless dodge. Reckless dodge gives you damage, it gives you might, and it's unblockable. So always pay attention to your reckless dodge. Your burst skills, for example, Pinnacle of Strength, extra might, extra power on might, and you always want to pay attention to this skill. This is your most important skill, building momentum, which means you gain endurance when you hit off your burst skill. So watch my endurance bar as I jump. See my endurance? Now if I jump and hit my burst skill, it's going to give me that endurance back. Now what you want to do is you want to match that with certain skills. So for example, I'm going to match it with Arcane Slice, and I'm going to hit off for Great Justice because it's going to give me that endurance plus. So this,
Great Justice,
and you're just going to keep getting more might and keep getting more endurance. It makes the flow of battle go much more easier. But you gotta pay attention to your rotation. You don't want to just always use it whenever. So I'm going to show you a video of me fighting players, and this mainly is just to see my combo setup. So just watch my combos. Now some classes are harder to fight, and like I said, you gotta be on a real good skill level to fight some of these classes, because this is a Condi Virtuoso, so you gotta be patient and know when they're gonna burst. Got Moe right here, but he doesn't have the burst to actually finish me, so I don't know why he would either bother mowing me. Make use of those auto attacks when you get close to him. Don't always waste all your skills. You're on the run, stay on them. If you want to get really good at learning PvP in this game, it has a high learning curve. But the reason I understand most of the classes is because I have all of the classes. And what I do every patch, I will go there and test out the new skills that each class has. You want to understand each class, their cooldown, their mechanics. It's a lot to learn. Of course, you're not going to learn all of it. And it's a lot of elite specializations now. They got like 40 something all together. But the reason I know how to fight majority of the classes is because I have all of them. So if you want to be really good, you have to at least play all of the classes. So next we're going to go right into Berserker. And it plays just like how the description is. Embrace your primal side and enter Berserk mode to become an avatar of fire and destruction. Deal high damage, but be careful that your recklessness doesn't result in an early grave. Now the reason they say that is because when you go into Berserk mode, you have a trait here that says Fatal Frenzy. You lose negative 300 toughness when you go into Berserk mode. That seems like a lot, but you also gain that back in power and condition damage. Now I have two builds that I want to show you. This one is mainly just your typical Trailblazer and Nightmare runes. There's nothing really special, but yeah, it's the Condi build, and I run Throw Bolus for the Immobilize. You can switch this heal off. I usually use this because Berserker is tanky regardless, because if you're going to run a Condi Berserker, it's going to be tanky. And you can run either Defiant Stance or Mending, but I like to switch between the heals depending on the situation. And like I said before, the situation would be either if it's small scale, or if you run into a class that does like high burst mitigation every so often, like Thief for example. Thief is always, you're always going to have to run Mending for Thief, because if you go into Defiant Stance while they're in stealth, they're just going to wait out your Defiant Stance and then kill you. So you might not want to run that. I'm going to show you some combos in the next video for that, but we want to talk about the melee Berserker really. And this is a real build that you just have to be quick or you're going to die. So I'm going to show you a few combos, and we're going to go from there. Now the chase is on. Are you sure you really want to do that? Now it's 2. Now it's 3. Now let's see who's going to follow. In World vs. World, always know that they're going to chase you, no matter what. So be prepared. Where are you going? That's one. Now watch closely. If you saw there, my decapitation went on cooldown. I saw him use renewed focus, so I canceled my attack so I wouldn't waste my burst on hitting his invuln. You can cancel attacks with sheath weapon or dodge. Depends on if they're channel skill. So when I say sheath weapon, it would be a stow or draw, and it's in your settings under control options, and you want to go all the way down to the bottom until you see miscellaneous. And certain skills like throw axe, stuff like that, can be canceled if you just sheath your weapon. Certain skills like movement skills can only be canceled if you swap your weapon. Like that. You didn't see me go it off, but you cancel. Or bull charge. You cancel it by just swapping your weapon. If it's a bundle like the gun saber, you can only cancel it if you dodge or swap back to your other weapon with weapon swap or pressing your E or F1, whatever it is for you. Another channel skill would be rampage. You can cancel rampage by hitting the sheath weapon button, and that's considered a channel skill. Next we're going to talk about Spellbreaker, which is one of my favorite classes to play. This is my Spellbreaker build right here, up close personal. Like I said, it's the same typical. You can swap between these two right here. Either Forceful Greatsword or Great Fortitude. I mainly like to run the same weapon. Only like to run Axe's Shield because Axe has good pressure and cleave damage, and Greatsword is just really reliable for movement and also cleave damage. Yeah, so we're gonna show you some fights. But before I do that, I do want to talk about one trait that's in the Spellbreaker trait line, which is called Attacker's Insight. Now, if you read this closely, it says gain insight when disabling foes or removing wounds. Full counter refreshes all burst skills on hit. So that means you can hit off Arcing Slice 2 times. If you do Arcing Slice, full counter, get hit, you can do Arcing Slice again. So make sure you pay attention to when you're using it. It's situational. You're not always going to use it exactly and try to get it off. But if you know when to use it as much as you can, because it will reset your F1, which is your Arcing Slice or whatever skill you're using, Breach and Strike, etc. Round 2. Now with Bladesworn, this is just a typical build that you could probably find in meta battle. I don't know, I'm in a love-hate relationship with this because it's weak and then it's strong. And I think the reason it's weak because of these two skills, Blooming Fire and Break Step. Bladesworn does not have a lot of cleave damage, so when you get someone down, it's really hard for you to finish the foe off if you don't have enough damage. Oh, you could go into Dragon Trigger, of course, and hit him with the Dragon Slash, but of course you gotta charge the Dragon Slash first, so you're kind of missing your cleave, and most of your damage was going to be on Dragon's Roar or the Dragon Slash skills. But if you already wasted, you know, using Dragon Roar and that, then there's nothing really you can do. You gotta kind of be fast with either trying to stomp them or trying to stun them with your Dragon Slash skills. But other than that, I don't really know. But here's my Dragon, I'm about to say Dragon Slash build. This is my Bladesworn build, and you know, like I said, I'm using the same stats and using the same runes basically for all my power builds, so it's not anything different. I just swap off maybe the runes, but I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing with Surgeon runes, so I'm mainly using Surgeon on all my builds. So here's a clip, and yeah. But before we go into talking about that, I want to talk about one little skill first. The lock auto target, which I have on mouse 3. Now, the reason I say that is because Bladesworn is very tactical. It's about positioning and where you want to position yourself on the battlefield. That's one thing I can say about Bladesworn, is that it's very maneuverable. As you can see right now, I'm locked onto the golem, and then if I hit mouse 3, I'll unlock. So what I usually do is I'll be on the target fighting them. If you pay attention to the Cyclone trigger, it has two effects. It has more damage when you're close range, and it shoots out a bullet when you're far range. So what I'll do is I'll keep the enemy at bay using all of my range skills, my Cyclone trigger and my artillery slash. And then if I need to maneuver around the battlefield, I'll hit mouse 3 to unlock onto them and move around the battlefield with break step. You can also use break step to just move or get that fury to attack with your dragon slash skills. So you'll move around the field with break step, and then you'll go into dragon trigger, so you'll have that fury on your next attack. So it'll go something like this: hit them, keep them at bay, break step, dragon slash, move. You know, if the boss fight music start playing, you in trouble. Now I laid all my cards on the table just to let y'all know Warrior ain't dead. It just takes a lot of patience and a lot of time. Too much effort, I tell you that much. Take too much goddamn effort to play this goddamn class, I tell you that much. But we ain't dead, boy. Hang in there, and I'll see y'all again. Peace.